Super duper doo, how are you? If you are fit and healthy, is it possible to feel better? Why do you exercise is my question, and a lot of people answer that question very quickly with I need to lose weight, or I need to get fit, or I need to get into shape, or I need to fit into my clothes, or I need to be fit for my sport. And there's a lot of physiological reasons why people exercise. But what about the psychological benefit of exercise? What about, does it make your brain work better? Does it make you feel better? Does it help with depression, anxiety, self-esteem, self-confidence? Does it make your brain work better? And this is where I get really excited, because as an exercise professional, it seems that most people have a very physical reason for exercising. But in a world where we are absolutely bombarded with depression and anxiety and people that are miserable and have low self-esteem and low self-confidence, what if exercise was the medicine for all of that? And this is not a psychological thing, this is pure physiology. This is where I get really excited about exercise. Yes, if you want to exercise to have a stack of energy, perform at your best, look and feel good in the mirror, and get the results that you want for your sport or for the clothes that you want to wear or for a certain activity, fantastic. But what if the ultimate outcome of exercise was it sorts your brain? And physiologically, there's nothing better for our brain than exercise. The very best antidepressant, self-confidence pill, process strategy for feeling good and having a brain that works effectively is exercise. And this is why physiology is on our side. The human body is meant to survive. The exercise I'm talking about is 100% effort, where you get as puffed and work as hard as you possibly can for 10 seconds in the phosphate system. I call it phosphate fit. That fight and flight system, and nobody argues that it exists, it's designed to keep us alive. I'm going to say that again. The phosphate system is designed to keep you alive, to keep me alive. So if we're under threat from any kind of stress whatsoever, whether it's a bad boss or a horrible job or a stressful relationship or something terrible is going on in our life, or literally our life is being threatened, the human body responds, fight and flight, with adrenaline, epinephrine, cortisol, so that we can sprint away from the threat or we can turn and fight the threat. What happens after that, and our body responds immediately to any kind of stress, any kind of threat, our body then produces serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, brain-derived neurotropic factor, hormones that make us feel good, that make us feel rewarded, dopamine, satisfied with our life, serotonin, takes the pain away, endorphins, and brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is fertilizer for our brain. So if there was the ultimate medicine, medical intervention for feeling good, what if it was exercise? And I'm accused on a day-to-day basis by lots of different people for being too happy, being unrealistically happy. It's not possible to be happy all the time. Life gives us terrible, horrible things, throws terrible things at us. Stress and nasty people and terrible situations are all a normal part of life. We can't expect to be happy. Well, physiology is on our side. If I get puffed, if I lift heavy, or I do a combination of both, so I tap into my fight and flight system, which is 10 seconds of high intense activity, get really puffed, or turn and fight. So I lift heavy, or I punch hard, or I kick, or a combination of all of those. My brain then responds with, thank you for overcoming the threat. Now the endocrine system, the hormonal system, fills our body and our brain with all the things that make us feel good. So what if you used exercise, yes, as a way to be healthy, and yes, as a way to look good in your clothes, and yes, as a way to have a stack of energy, and yes, to perform well at your sport. But what if you use it as a medical injection of positivity and optimism and solution finding and just bloody feel good? What if we exercise to feel good, to make sure that our brain functions effectively? And is it possible that if our brain is functioning effectively, that we make better decisions about our food? We look in the mirror and see things a little bit differently because we've got a positive brain space rather than a negative one. We react and respond to negative threats better because we've got a body that can cope with it, but a brain that can overcome challenges. I live in the same world that you do, where people are unhappy and grumpy and depressed and anxious. What if it was as simple as getting really puffed several times throughout the day? And it doesn't have to be, it's not half an hour, it's not 10 minutes, not even 1 minute. It's put in a massive amount of effort for 10 seconds and recover. And you might go again, but you don't have to. After you've had a bad day, sprint. After you've had a horrible experience with somebody, sprint. If you're about to go and have a job interview or a hot date, or you've got a test or something's going on in your life that's stressful, is it possible that if your brain is functioning effectively that you'll handle all of those things so much better? And doesn't that come from a brain that works well? And how do we get our brain working well? It's not from sitting on our backside. The human body is meant to be in the upright position. The human body is meant to overcome threats. It's capable of doing it. And in a world where there's lots of stress but not a lot of exercise, we have a lot of people walking around highly stressed, but they're not de-stressing because they're not exercising. And when I talk about exercise, I'm not talking about going for a walk or doing a 45-minute class or going to the gym for an hour. I'm talking about 10 seconds of high intense activity, fight and flight, change your brain chemistry so you can think more clearly, be more positive, be more optimistic, be a solution finder. What if it was as simple as getting puffed for 10 seconds? The physiology is on our side. It is as simple as getting puffed for 10 seconds. Why would we not want to have a body that functions effectively, a brain that works well, a body that looks good, and a stack of energy? And all of that comes in a very simple process. Get puffed several times throughout the day. Lift something really heavy. Recover from that workout. If you're getting stronger, you'll know it because you can lift heavier. If you get puffed and if you lift heavy, not only will your body chemistry change, but your brain chemistry changes. And couldn't that mean that you can live your life to the max? I'm here every day for that reason. Thank you for coming to Romax. My name's Rowie. The reason that I've got so much energy, the reason I can do so much in my day, the reason I can be happy every day is I've got this special magic pill that I inject into my body several times throughout the day. Now for me it's 4 puffs an hour. Every 15 minutes I do something to get really puffed for 10 seconds. Not 1 minute, not 30 seconds, not 20 seconds, just 10 seconds. But really puffed, and then I have a brain that's changed. My brain chemistry changes in a really short period of time. So if you want to live your life to the max, what if it was as simple as getting puffed for 10 seconds, lifting something really heavy for 10 seconds, living your life in a way that your body can deal with everything that life throws at you, because you've got a fit, strong body. To get fit, you've got to get puffed. To get strong, you've got to overload your muscles. You can't get puffed effectively if you've got a weak, frail body. So if you're really strong, you can get puffed, and you can push so much harder when you get puffed, and then your brain changes and life is different. Rather than alcohol, drugs, gambling, recreational or pharmaceutical, mind-altering drugs. What if we just got puffed, got fit, lifted heavy, got strong, and then have a body that can live life to the max? Wouldn't that be a special way to live life? Simple. I like simple. How about you? Super duper doo. How are you? I hope you are amazing. And you can be when you're healthy, fit and strong. Woohoo!